Rethink, recover, rebuild. Rethink, recover, rebuild. Compiled and produced by Linton Fernando, founder and CEO of Diligent Solutions. Topic suggested by Isaac, University of Colombo. Vision: to be a balanced individual by continuously improving and sharing knowledge and experience while honoring human responsibilities. He has worked out a plan to balance himself in all areas such as educational, professional, social, and personal, and wishes to share his knowledge and experience to add value to everyone. He has always upgraded his knowledge to meet the challenges of work and life. He has an MBA from the Postgraduate Institute of Management and many more in diversified areas, including programs in the Netherlands and Nepal. He has participated in various workshops, seminars, both locally and internationally, and has the flexibility and adaptability to work with many cultures. He is a certified environment management and a 5S consultant. Starting his career as an engineering apprentice, Linton counts a total of nearly 40 years' experience in every level of an organization, starting from a trainee to a chief executive officer and as an entrepreneur. He founded the interior design and furniture company Diligent Products and is also the founder and CEO of Diligent Solutions, which is a training and consultancy entity and co-founded Vidwan Consultants. As a part of achieving his vision, he works with many societies. He is the Vice President of the Institute of Quality and Productivity Management, Treasurer of the National Catholic Writers Association, and was the past President of the PIM Alumni Association, serves in the EXCO of the Netherlands Alumni Association, and works with many other voluntary organizations. He is 62 years old now and lives with his very cooperative spouse and blessed with 2 daughters who have completed the doctoral and postgraduate studies, and his hobbies include writing, traveling, films, music, and designing furniture and interiors.
How are you today? How is the day? Okay, good. Now we are going to start this session. First, I want to ask this question: why? Why? Why do you want to rethink, recover, and rebuild? Please ask this question again. Why do you want to rethink, recover, and rebuild? Do you really want to rethink, recover, or rebuild? Ask again, do you really want to rethink, recover, and rebuild? If no, don't waste your time. Go back to your normal life and spend the life as you want. But if yes, be ready to expand yourself, expand your space to wider space so that you can play around in your space. Still feel no? Go back. Don't waste your time. If yes, please follow this and stay with us. Okay? Get ready. Come on. Let us start. Think about this. Why? Why do you want to rethink? What do you want to recover? When do you want to rebuild? Ask again and again. Why do you want to rethink? What do you want to recover? When do you want to rebuild? Are you ready? Okay, start now. Come on. Now, first, I will tell you about the session, how the session is structured. First, we will discuss about yourself and understand yourself. You have to understand your present. We're going to discuss about it. And then we're going to write a story, your story, not anyone else's story. I'll tell you how to do that. And third and finally, we are going to talk about how you can lead your own life without letting anyone else to lead your life. Okay, now to get ready, please equip with you a pen or a pencil and a paper or a book. I think if book is better, then you can have it for the life because you have to work some exercises with me, and of course you have to continue that. Therefore, please be ready with a pen and a book, and then we start. Come on, we talk about life first. What is life? According to your thinking, how do you define life? Write something on the paper you have, just in two, three words, in a very simple way. This is my explanation about life. The time we have to live on earth. Someone has given us a time to live on this earth. That is called life. And life depends on the way we spend our life. We'll talk about it. How do we spend our life? We have various stages, various areas in life, various objectives in life. The life, as I told you, is the time we live between our birth and our death. That is life. And what are the stages we are spending under this? And we spend like a child, a youth, or an adult. Please remember, I don't refer these stages according to your age. It's a different thing which I am talking of. A child, I define as a person who cannot take a decision on his own or depending always on someone else to do his own work. That's kind of a child I am explaining here. A youth is a person who likes to face challenges, who want to base a kind of a foundation for your future, who want to explore various opportunities. That's the kind of a youth I'm talking of. Adult, I'm talking of a person who can take responsibilities, who want to work for future. That's the kind of adult I'm talking of. So therefore, the stage, as I define, is not related to the age you are in. So we always act as a child or youth, as an adult, depending on the situation and the action we take during that situation. Therefore, understand your stage. At this point, at a given situation, are you a child, are you a youth, or are you an adult? That's important to understand that. Okay? What are the areas? Under each of these stage, you have different areas like personal, social, and professional. At every stage, as a child, you have a personal life, social life, and a professional life. As an adult, also, you have a personal, social, and professional life. So, under each stage, under each area, you have separate objectives. There are various objectives, but I will classify into three main areas. Those are development, networking, and fun. Remember, under each stage, under each area, you have different objectives related to development, networking, and fun. Development is your personal development, your social networking development, and then professional development. Networking, your networking among your family, among your friends, among your professional, and fun. That is where we end up. We always work if there is fun with us, because you must understand. Though I have mentioned it at the least point, but it's the most important. The life. Life is fun is part of life. Remember, we always do work to have fun. Ask this question: if someone asking you to do a job which ends up in a sad situation, you will undertake that? No, because we don't like it. Remember, always enjoy. The fun is not the fun like you are getting when you're partying or going with trips or something like that. But fun is how you enjoy your work at a given point. How you enjoy your work, the satisfaction you get, the the happiness you get out of the work you do. So that is how you have to think of. Remember the life, the stages, areas, and objectives. For each area, for each stage, you have different objectives. Remember that. Understand this. So this is what I want to understand first before you go to the next step. Okay? Right. Now think of again. Where are you now? What is your present situation? Can you analyze this in relation to your objectives? Objectives means related to your personal, professional, and social, and also related to networking, development, and fun. Okay, how do you do that? There's a tool called SWOT, SWOT. SWOT means everyone knows about it. Most of you all knows about it. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So that is a tool where we use to understand our present situation. Normally, we do it at the beginning of a journey. You are going to start a journey today. Before you know where to go, you have to understand where to start. So this is the beginning. So first we have to understand very clearly. Now strengths and opportunities are helpful to your life. Weaknesses and threats are harmful to your life. And again, strengths and weaknesses are your internal issues. You can develop that by your own. And the opportunities are threats are in the environment you stay, you work, and you always work with. So remember, now you start writing at least 5 points for each area. Think about your strengths. Five, write down five, minimum five. You can do, of course, more strengths you have. Maybe your family, your knowledge, maybe your abilities, your creativity, something like that. And write five for weaknesses also. What are the weaknesses? You can't work on time, can't get up early. Huh? Those are the things sometimes. Think about all the weaknesses. If you can't find out, just ask from someone else, from home or friends or peers. Opportunities. What are the opportunities you have in your society, personally, socially, and professionally? Remember all these things. Threats. You have definitely threats from the environment you are in. So think about the threats also. Maybe threat may be a competitor in your life, or think about the different threats you have for different work you are doing, right? One thing you have to remember is that the present situation is not your final destination. The best is yet to come, but the choice is yours. Okay? Now understand this, write down. Don't think only. Now you can stop this video now, start writing at least 5 points for each area, and then again start this. But if you want to see the video first and then write it later, still okay. But remember, doing now is the best. Right. Now, you have finished writing at least some points for your SWOT. And what is your present situation? Can you understand a little bit on this? Can you write a story on based on this? We'll talk about the story. Don't worry. When you say story, it has to include various things. Your personal. Remember again your life stages, your personal, social, and professional. And remember what your objectives also. Your networking, development, and fun. So related to all these things, can you come out with something from the one you wrote from your SWOT analysis? Now, when you say story, it has five letters like STORY. There's a separate word for each letter. We'll talk about the words first. Now, S is situation. We'll talk about the in details later, right? S is situation. T is thoughts and feelings. O is observable actions. R is results. And then U is your takeaway. This is what your story must reflect from the things you can understand. What is the situation you are in? What are the thoughts and feelings you get out of this situation? What are the observable actions you get in this situation? What is the result you get? And what is the takeaway out of this situation? Okay, think about this kite. This is a kite. Do you think it's moving here and there on the sky? No, it is controlled by someone. Remember, kite is not free. It's controlled by someone. You have to fly the kite. And it is also depends again on the wind speed, wind direction, everything. So this is your life. You have to control. The kite is your life. You have to control. But remember, the environment, there are dynamic winds flowing each and every direction. You have to control in that dynamic environment. When you're writing this story, remember the life is yours. You have to control it within that dynamic, changing environment. We'll talk about the story again. Situation. What is the situation you are in now? The present situation. COVID-19, our lockdown situation. We are locked down. We were at home. We were doing maybe online work, doing nothing at home. That's the situation. So, what is the message or what's the thought you are getting out of this situation and feelings you got out of this situation? Maybe we are afraid, we have a fear. Maybe we get this pandemic. What are we going to do? From the other hand, we can get a kind of an idea how to be creative in facing the situation. So in between, you may get a lot of ideas. Okay, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? So we were thoughtless sometimes, but we were thinking about how to come out of the situation. Anything, write down. Not just think, write down. That is what is important, writing. And then observable actions. What are the observable actions you saw during this situation? You personally, not anyone else. What are the observable actions? Maybe you were sleeping at home, maybe watching TV, maybe doing some online work. Without online work, you may be gardening or growing some vegetables, or maybe even watching TV, or maybe writing something, or exploring opportunities. Anything. What are the observable actions you saw during this period? Write down again whatever possible, and again result. What is the result of this situation? Are you a depressed person or a motivated person? I'm sure you're not depressed. Yeah, it is 100% sure. Because why? You are here today because you want to change yourself, because you want to expand your span, because you want to rethink, recover, and rebuild. You are a new motivated person. Don't worry. That is for sure. So, what is your takeaway? What did you take, as a message out of this situation? My message to you during this situation is I must rethink, recover, and rebuild my career, my future, my development, everything. So, this is the message which I want to give you. But you may have got a different message. Think about it, write about it. Then you're completing your story. That is how you have to write down your story. And then you will understand. Can you remember the SWOT analysis, the weaknesses, opportunities, threats, all these things? So with that you combine and come out with your story, not the end. That's only a beginning. I must rethink, recover, and rebuild my future, my career, my development. Okay. Now, what is the message you give yourself in this story? Like I gave you the message, rethink, recover, and rebuild. What is the message did you get out of this story? The message is very, very important. What is the message do you give your team? You have teams in your house, in your home, in your workplace, in your society. You have teams. What the message do you give your team? And also, what the message do you give your community? Now, yourself means your personal, your team is your professional, community is the social. What are the messages? Think in different directions. What are the messages you can give out of this situation to different areas? Now is the time to write. Please start writing. Don't just think. Again and again, I'm telling you, start writing. That's very important to write down. And then, how do you give yourself a lead? Because your life, you have to lead. Don't let anyone else, right? Okay, how do you give yourself a lead? How can you think of giving yourself a lead? In fact, at the same time, you have to think how can you be a leader to others? Leader to others, not only to you. You have teams, you have community, you have your personal, like that. Okay, don't worry. We'll talk about this concept called GEM, GEM. At this point, I want to tell you something. This GEM concept was developed by Mr. Quan Tang from Singapore. We did a program. A friend of mine, he is a well-known trainer in Singapore and other part of the world. We conducted a program in Sri Lanka, a webinar actually for Sri Lankans. And during that, he came up with story and wrote the gem. And then he showed how he used story to lead himself and his life, and also how can we lead using gem others. So that's the concept I'm introducing you with this situation. I must thank him for giving me that concept to share with you. That's why I want to mention about it very clear. Okay, right. Next up, what is gem? Now, of course, in Sri Lanka we know a lot of gems in Sri Lanka, valuable gems. There are sometimes you can see only a stone like a gem, but it's no value. There are so many, but here we are talking about different gems. GEM. G is the growth. What is the growth areas you are thinking of? Understand this growth area. Understand your story. You wrote your story. From the story, now try to get out of this growth areas. What are the growth areas you see? In story, for each situation, you can write different stories. What are the growth areas you have in your personal, social, and professional lives? And the second thing, empathy. Remember, what is empathy? Empathy is to understand someone else from their point of view, to go into their shoes and understand them. Remember, we are not working alone. We are not working alone. We are working with others. We are working with others. So we have to understand their feelings. We have to understand their reactions for our work. Then only we can have a kind of a better understanding, successful plan for our future. So empathy. E is empathy. Second word of gem. Second letter of gem. E. Okay. The third one is the message. Message of getting out of this. That's very, very important. Maybe you can call it your vision, or you can call it mission even. No problem. But vision is the best. This message has a very, very unique features because this has to be your life. This has to be for your own life. Remember, when you're writing gem, for each situation, if you get different messages, you can develop different messages. You can write down so many messages. We'll talk about the message in details now because this is so important message. You're going to work on this message, right? First thing, it has to be very clear to you. You must understand that there shouldn't be any words you can understand in this message. Remember, my message, my vision to be a balanced individual. That's a very basic thing with some other more additions in that. This is what I wanted to do. That's what I want to show that in the beginning. And the second thing, know that others will also spread it among themselves. Others want to, okay, understand, okay, this is the message he's getting, he's having, this is a vision he has. They will, of course, talk about it, right? Then, because they will want to know about you, right? Understand that also when you are designing or when you are developing your message. And again, think about the people and environment around you. People means your personal, social, and professional. Remember all these three areas every time. Maybe it's different for all these things area, but can have a common message. Environment around you. Think about the environment. Environments are different from your social, professional, and personal. Think about all this environment and the physical environment. We'll take some examples later on this environment. Nice examples. Okay. And you have to use empathy and understand others' feelings. As I told you before, understanding others' feelings is very important when it comes to your success as well because we had to work with them, we had to work with people and think that others also will want to join with you. You can't work alone. You have to join with them. Others like to work with you. They want to work with you in your areas personal, social, and professional. Remember those three areas? Okay, now is the message clear now? Can you write down a vision for you or message for you? So if you have several messages for you from each story, write down everything. Write down everything. 10, 15, 20, it's okay. Write down everything and select the best. Select the best and the most beautiful message which you can understand and also which you really like. The most beautiful words you like to hear in your life and the most liked message you want to hear in your life. That is the final message. Even if you have 20, 30 messages, combine it together and have a common one, very simple one, very clear one, which you and others can understand. So, can you write down then? Pause the video, do it again, and come back later. Anything you wish, it's okay, no problem. Come on, write the message, write your vision. Okay? Right. Now, we'll take an example about the environment. As I told you, like you all, I also was locked down in this situation. I was in my house and doing some work online, doing some personal work, and at the same time, I rethink about the environment I am in. I have a little garden, of course, developed by my wife, not very much by me. That's a nice garden. I have seen this, what is in the garden. I know what is in the garden. I saw this before. I looked at these things before, but I didn't see what is in it. These are the things, some of the things which I saw when I really see the environment. There are nice flowers in the garden. There are fruits also, and there are nice leaves. Some plants, there are some nice, very beautiful leaves, and also there are some other plants. Nothing you can see much, but underground you have yams, and at the same time, nothing there, but you have a medicine out of this. You can get a medicine out of this plant. So that is what I saw when I rethink about the environment from my own experience I am sharing with you. So this is what you can also think about your environment in different areas, your personal, social and professional. Rethink about the environment you are in. And now how do you recover the environment? Recovering is different. So this is how I recovered the environment. Beautiful flowers only. This plants gives beautiful flowers. Very unique. It doesn't give anything else. Beautiful flowers. And here, no beautiful flowers. There are flowers, but the flowers are not very beautiful. People don't talk about the flowers, but it bears fruit. Talk about the fruit. It's a unique feature of this plant. And here, no flowers, no fruits, but very beautiful leaves. So that is where the uniqueness of these plants, the uniqueness of the plant or uniqueness of yourself. Think about those things now. Relate these things slowly. And here, no flowers, no fruits, no beautiful leaves, but there's something you can see, the underground. Sweet potatoes, manure, everything you get, right? Yams. Now here, no flowers, no fruits, no beautiful leaves, no yams. It's a medicine. Remember, this is how I recovered the environment. Similarly, can you recover your environment? Can you recover the unique feature of you have? Unique features of you have. Okay. Now rebuild. Rebuild. First you rebuild with the environment. Link with the environment. What is the link you have with your own environment? And compare the unique features of these plants now and understand yours. That is what you have to do. Rebuild the link with your environment personally, socially, and professionally. That is what you have to do. Remember, always better to write down everything, not just think. It relates to your story and gem. Okay, are you clear on this? You now. How about you? Are you similar to a flower, fruit, or beautiful leaves, yam, or medicine? Maybe anything. It's okay. Everyone has unique features. Remember, you all are different. Each one of us are different. Now, if if this environment has these unique features, remember, you are the most valued, the most beautiful creature of the environment. If these flowers and plants have these type of unique features, how about you? You must be having the best or the most unique feature because you are the best and the beautiful creature of the environment. So, what is your unique feature? Understand that. For in each area, in each objective, what is your unique feature? Understand that because that is what is important to be a different person. In marketing, we call it the competitive edge. The competitive edge. What you have, which others don't have. Be a different person, not just a flower only or a fruit only. Maybe completely a different person. When you are different, no competition. Okay? Understand that you always have something unique to yourself. That is where you have to understand. Remember. Okay, now it's time to rethink, recover, and rebuild. What is it? Rethink, recover, and rebuild. Good. So far, you have done a lot of things, and then now, are you ready to expand yourself? You can still ask this question because can you remember we asked at the beginning? If no, yes, your friends start writing your story now itself. Write, write, write. Don't just think only. Write. Okay? You may feel no still, but don't worry. You are here. Go through this again. Go through this again, 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 and again. You come up to this point. If yes, start writing. If no, don't worry. Go back again and come up to this point until you say yes to this. But when you say yes, you have to start writing your story. Yes, at that point itself. Okay, my dear friends, I wish you success in every endeavor you have future, and then I will support whenever and whatever the way you want. Of course, you can contact me on my telephone, email, and also visit my website. I'm in Facebook and also I'm in LinkedIn. And again, I wish you success. Okay,